walo, siyam, sampu, labing dalawa,
Mm-hmm.
dalawampu,
Mm-hmm.
tatlumput lima,
Mm-hmm.
lamampu,
Mm-hmm.
um, or limampu, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
um, animpu,
Again, anim.
animpu,
It ends with a consonant. So what's the linker
oh,
that we need to use?
animput,
Anim na po.
anim na pu.
Po. Okay. So all the numbers that ends with a consonant you will use with the linker na. Okay. The rest are adding ng or g. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, 80.
Walumpu,
That's right.
isang daan,
Mm-hmm.
isang libo,
Mm-hmm.
limang libo,
Mm-hmm.
siyam ng libo, or
Sham,
siyam
shamna. Yes.
na libo,
Mm-hmm.
and isang milyon.
Very good. Good job. All right. Next.
Uh, Mabuti ako at
Okay.
ikaw.
Good. Wow.
Magandang umaga rin.
Good.
Magandang tanghali rin po.
Good.
Salamat.
Mm-hmm.
Walang anuman.
Good.
Ako si Vince.
Good.
Nakatira ako sa Maryland.
Good.
Number 8, I didn't know.
Okay. All right. So it's just like this number seven, except the number seven you started where do you live? The other one, number eight, is from where you're from or where you from. So taga means from. Okay, it's like that's what we mean. From where are you? Okay, or where you from? Okay,
Okay.
so you can answer taga. Where did you say you live? Better something?
Maryland.
Maryland. You can say taga Maryland. That's
Taga
how you
Maryland.
answer that. Okay. So it's also asking saan, where are you from? Okay, not where do you live?
Okay.
Okay,
Number 9, magulang ko sina Wendy at Chris,
very good.
and Americano ako.
That's right. Good job. Wow. Pwede na. You can conversate na with any Filipino. Okay, next.
Uh,
Tagalog. What's the Tagalog of these?
Ako si Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Kamusta ka na, Susan?
Mm-hmm.
Mabuti ako, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Magandang umaga po.
Good.
Kumakain si Kiko.
Good.
Ito ay tatay ko.
Mm-hmm.
Magandang hapon, Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
Magandang gabi po.
Mm-hmm.
Kamusta po kayo?
Wow, very good.
Mabuti.
Yay! Or mabuti naman.
Or
Okay,
nabuti
just
mo.
fine. Mabuti naman. Yes, very good. Okay, so write your sentence using predicate subject pattern. So what's your sentence?
So the only one I couldn't get was 3. I couldn't figure out what that one was.
Agahan. Agahan is almusal, breakfast.
Okay.
Okay, so mag-agahan to eat breakfast.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
just come up with one real quick.
Okay.
um, I'll start at number 1 though.
Mm-hmm.
Gumising ako sa umaga.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to the second one, I kind of didn't want to make it the same sentence, so I kind of combined it. So
Mm-hmm.
I said, gumising ako sa umaga, pero bumangon ako
Mm-hmm.
sa hapon.
Bumangon ako sa hapon. Okay. Well, bumangon means what did you get the meaning of this?
To get up.
Yes. Okay. So you mean to say I woke up in the morning, but I got up in the afternoon. Is that what you
Mhm.
mean? All
It was a
right.
lazy
Okay.
day.
If that's what you mean, yes, it's correct. Okay.
It was a lazy day.
Yeah, I'm awake, but I'm just laying down all day. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, next.
um, we'll say magagahan ako sa umaga.
Okay, so mag-agahan, this is infinitive, right? All these are infinitive. So the infinitive are always best to use as imperative. Okay? So if you're gonna use it to yourself, when you say imperative, you're talking to a second person. So you cannot say this to yourself. If you not say this, that this is what you will do, you have to use the future form, like mag-aagahan ako. I will eat breakfast. Or present or past, but not the infinitive. It will not sound correct. You can only use this for ka, you singular, and kayo, plural.
So if I say like the way I just said it, magagahan ako sa umaga, is
Mhm.
that okay? Because that's like saying I
What?
eat breakfast in the
Yeah,
morning.
because you cannot command yourself. When you say imperative, it's a command, it's an order. Like you eat
Okay.
breakfast. So you cannot tell to yourself that I eat breakfast, right? You don't command yourself. So you should use in Tagalog, you must use the future tense. I will eat breakfast. Mag-aagahan ako.
So how would I say? How would I use it to say that I do like I eat
I
breakfast?
eat breakfast. You use the present tense.
Oh, okay.
Nag
I
a
thought that
nag
would be like
what
saying
is
I can't
present?
eat breakfast.
So what's present of mag verbs?
Nag,
Nag, and then you repeat the first syllable.
so being nagagahan.
Nag-aagahan. Yes, it means it's a routine for you. It's your
Okay.
present simple, nag-aagahan. Okay? All right, next.
Okay.
Magbihis.
Um, I'm just gonna have to conjugate it as I go because I made all of them with infinitive or imperative.
Yes, okay.
So nagbibihis ako pagkatapos maligo.
Good.
Um, magsapatos siya pagkatapos ng pantalon.
Okay, again, it's only for singular you and plural you. So you can either use present, past, or future. Okay?
Okay.
For any other persons.
What we on number 6? Yep. Okay.
Yes.
No problem. All right. Naghahapunan sila sa gabi.
That's good.
Uh, nagme-merian or nagme-merienda tayo bagong hapunan.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Bago. Then if you want to say bago, you mean before dinner, so you can also say bago maghapunan. Okay? To do this before this activity. Bago
Okay.
maghapunan. Hapunan is dinner. You're right. If it's English, before dinner. But in Tagalog, you will say our dinner means before, if you want to express before they do this activity, bago maghapunan.
Okay.
All right. Next, 8.
Um, nagsisipilyo si Phoebe ng mga ngipin niya.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And nag-aaral ako sa examen.
Good.
And this one I wasn't sure if it was right, but
Mm-hmm.
hindi nagtratrabaho ako ngayon.
Okay. Yes, correct. Except your pronoun must follow the first word. If it's a pronoun, must follow the first. It should always be the second word in your sentence. If it's a pronoun, la ako. So, hindi ako. Hindi
Okay.
pronoun, and then continue your sentence. Okay?
So I'm not able to do it in predicate subject.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the same. That's predicate subject. Hindi ako nagtatrabaho ngayon, right? Is
Okay.
that what you said? Okay.
I said hindi magtrabaho or hindi nagtratrabaho ako ngayon.
Okay. The only wrong place there is the pronoun. It should follow hindi.
Okay.
All right, just because it's a pronoun, every time, whatever word you put first, whether it's a verb or an adjective or the negative word, the pronoun must come second always.
Okay.
Okay? So if you're gonna say that in a positive note, no, if you want to say I work now, how would you say?
Nagtratrabaho ako ngayon.
That's right. Nagta. Okay, your first syllable it has to be like one consonant and one vowel. So nagta trabaho. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Good job. Next. Oh, that's it. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Let's continue with we are now on the book. Okay. So so again, the book is, you might see that it's still familiar because why? The first module is uh, the first module was actually derived from the book but simplified. Okay, so whenever we see anything that is, although these are more in detail, so we might just have to pass through it, but every time we would see anything up for dialogue, you will have to read that because that's when you get used to the dialogue. Okay,
Mhm.
these are abbreviations. How to use this book, you just look at some, you will see a lot of abbreviations, so these are those. Okay, you can look at this. I'll send you this file as well. Every time we tackle them, you will get this file. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, so let's go move on. Okay, here, this lesson is about saying po, rin, and naman, which you already know. So we're just gonna go through it really quick. But whenever we see this, you will have to read it. So go ahead. Every listen and speak, you will read.
Mhm. Amado, kamusta? Mabuti naman, nene. Ikaw, kamusta ka? Mabuti rin.
Okay, so you already know how to say kumusta. You don't have a problem with that. You also know how to reply mabuti or fine, how to greet back, right? Saying naman and saying din and rin, okay? So we're just gonna go through that. All right, listen and speak some more. Read.
Kamusta po? Ako po si Amado. Mabuti naman. Kamusta ka, Amado? Mabuti po naman.
That's right. Okay, next, we just continue. How to introduce your name again? So can you let's practice. You introduce yourself to me.
Um, do you want me to do like a greeting also, or just say
Yeah,
like,
just when we first met, if we the first time we meet. So how do we? Let's just like this, okay?
kamusta?
But then you're gonna introduce yourself, okay?
Okay. Kamusta po?
Mabuti naman ako. Ikaw, kumusta ka?
Uh, Mabuti rin. Um,
Introduce yourself.
Ako po si Vince. Um,
At ako naman si Christine.
okay.
Okay, so just like that. Or you wanna do that first. Ako po si, and then we will say kamusta. Okay, let's do that. You introduce yourself first.
Ako po si Vince. Um, then, hold on. I'm trying to remember how to ask what your name is. Ano ang pangalan mo?
Ako naman si Christine. Kumusta ka, Vince?
Mabuti at ikaw?
Mabuti rin naman. Salamat. Okay? So just like that. Okay? All
Hmm?
right. Next. So again, this is probably gonna be repetitive to you. Okay, so maybe what we'll do, okay, it's better is when we see listen and speak, we kind of read it alternately. Okay.
Hmm?
All right. So let me start, or you start because that's Nene. Go.
Magandang umaga, Nene.
Magandang umaga rin, Amado.
Magandang hapon, Bambi.
Magandang hapon din, Oliver.
Magandang gabi, Ben.
Magandang gabi rin, Juliet.
Jennifer, kamusta?
Okay lang, Mike. Ikaw, kumusta ka?
Okay rin.
Right? And then this is how you introduce. Okay, let's try this. Okay, from here.
Kamusta? Ako si Vince.
Mabuti naman. Ako si Christine. Okay, I'll start. Kumusta? Ako si Christine.
Mabuti po naman. Ako po si Vince.
Very good. All right, that's it. All right, we don't need to read that. Okay, you already know how to use the, like, pronounce the nga, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's just read these Tagalog words from A to D, the words only.
Tanghal, piging, bagong, uh, tungkol.
Tungkol. Yes. Okay. Tungkol saan ang discuss nyo earlier? So, about what? Okay, so if you want to say tungkol saan, okay? Oh, tumawag si Phoebe. Oh yeah? Why did she call you? What is it about? Tungkol saan? Okay?
Mhm.
So you see, whenever we say about what, here's a thing. We don't say about what. About what? What in Tagalog is ano, right? But
Mhm.
whenever we want to ask this, about what? We would say tungkol saan. Saan is where. Okay? So it's like we're saying about where. Okay? But what we mean is about what. Okay?
Mhm.
All right, next. So let's see here. Okay, so this is done. All right, let's go to the next page. This is gonna go really fast, okay? Because you actually studied this already. You're just now going to review. Okay, let's see here. Now this is the ang case. Hang on. All right. All right, so using linkers, you already know how to use that. If the preceding word ends with a consonant, use na. If a preceding word ends with a vowel, you should use nang. If the preceding word ends with an N, you just add G to it. Okay? All right, so let's see here. Can you read these mga halimbawa?
Marami kaming gagawin. Wala akong pupuntahan. Saan pa saan bleh. Saan paaralan pumapasok ang mga anak mo?
Okay, so what does this mean? Okay? Marami means a lot. Okay? So let me very quickly translate this. Marami, if I will literally translate this word per word, a lot, we, to do. So what do you think the sentence means?
Um, we. Oh, you translated the whole thing. I thought you were just translating marami. I'm like, huh, that's a lot for one
Yeah,
word.
that's marami
We
kaming
have a lot to
gagawin.
do.
So what does that mean?
We have a lot to do.
Yes. Okay, the other one means wala, means wala akong pupuntahan. Wala by itself means none. All right? If you say, "Do you have any money?" and you say, "Wala," it means none, right? But if you want to say, we also say wala, like I don't have nowhere to go or I have nowhere to go. We also mean wala akong, punta means to go. So if we say wala akong, nowhere I to go. So it means, what does that mean? Wala akong pupuntahan.
I have nowhere to go.
Yes. And pupuntahan is what tense?
Benefactor?
That's a type of verb. But what aspect? I mean, is
Oh,
it present,
that's
past, or future?
future.
Future. Very good. Gagawin?
Gagawin's future.
Very good. There you go. See, you can recognize now the verbs. You will see a lot of verbs now, okay? What about pumapasok?
Pumapasok is past tense,
Mm-hmm.
or or it could be um infinitive.
What pumapasok? Pasok is the root word.
Oh, pasok is the word. So it's present.
Present. Okay. So that's why I said go to, because it's your kids. It's plural. So what does that mean?
Um, where do your kids go to school?
Yes. Okay. All right. Don't worry, you will know all that. By the way, the book will always have, at the end of the each chapter, there is vocabulary. So words that you see here, you will find it at the vocabulary section. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's look at this. Let's read all these uh, uh, compound words with linkers.
Uh, Kanilang bahay
Mhm.
noong linggo. Mahirap na mama. Aming bayan. Mataas na punyo. Murang sapatos. Mabait na bata. Masipag na nanay.
Mhm.
Taong gutom. Batang busog.
All right. So what are those? What do those word means? You will find that at the bottom. Okay, you will see the vocabulary. Now let's go back up here very quickly again. So look at the stress, the malumay again. So in this book, you will, whenever you read, the text have, especially the, what you call this, especially the Tagalog, you will see a lot of accent marks. So you can practice your accents here. All right. So how do you pronounce malumay again? Malumay has no accent marks. So but the stress is on the second syllable. So let's read this malumay words.
Gumising.
Good.
Bumanon.
Good.
Mag-agahan.
Mm-hmm.
Magbihis. Or magbihis.
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 Okay, malumi has that cut short at the end. Okay, the vowel is cut short. All right, so we say awa.
Awa. Halimbawa.
Good,
Iko. Kusa.
good. Then again, all two accents have this a short or vowel cut short. That's malumi and the maragsa. But when you add a linker into these malumi words, that accent will go away because it's not possible to cut that vowel short anymore. For example, kusa. If you add ng, kusang. So it will go away. It will become malumay actually. It becomes malumay word. Okay?
Hmm?
All right. Next, mabilis. Mabilis is fast. So that accent mark that goes up. Okay? So let's read this mabilis words A to D.
Alisin.
Good.
Lumabas.
Good.
Lumangoy. Magdasal.
Mhm. How about this? Read all these words. Those are numbers.
Isa. Dalawa. Tatlo. Apat. Lima. Anim. Ito. Walo. Siyam. Sampu.
Sampu. Very good. All right. So maragsa. A to D. Maragsa is combination of fast and then cut short at the end.
Bumaba.
Good.
Kumanda. Kuminto.
Very good. Perfect. Same here. If you add a linker, that maragsa word becomes malumay or mabilis, sorry. For example, humanda, right? If you add ng, humandang. it becomes a mabilis word. Okay? The other one becomes malumay. All right? All right, so let's see. Pagsasanay. What is 10 fingers? And here are look at the footnotes. You will see the word finger there. So what's 10 fingers?
Sampu daliri.
All right, sampu. Okay, daliri. What do we do with the preceding word?
Sampu. Sampung.
Sampung daliri. Tama. Very good. Next.
Uh, Pito samurai. I don't know what the
Yes,
word
that's
samurai.
right. Samurai still. I don't think we have even a translation for samurai. One nose.
Isang ilong.
Very good. Next.
Um, Dalawang mata or mata.
Yes,
Tatlo. Tatlong bituin.
that's right. Yes, tatlong bituin. Okay, listen and speak. You go first.
Kamusta? Ako si Sharina.
Kumusta ka, Charina?
Mabuti naman.
All right, very good. Next. So nouns and pronouns, let's look at the ang cases. Nouns and pronouns cases, when we mean ang case, all right, are the focus. All right, so we have three cases again. Ang case, focus case, sa case, which is directional or locative phrase or prepositional phrase. Nang case is the out of focus case or the possessive case. Remember? All right, so again, only the noun case is we have a lot of use. When we say noun case, we have to use it when we mean the owner. Okay, when we say owner, the possessive noun, direct object, it could be the direct object of the verb, okay? Or sometimes the doer of the verb's action, we put it in the noun case because it's not our focus. All right? So let's read. You read these sample sentences.
Naghugas ng kamay sina Kiko at Sharina. Sila ay matutulungin.
Hmm?
Inianda ni na Kiko at Sharina ang mesa na ipagbili ito ng ₱100.
All right. Okay, good. Do you have any question on this? These are all ang cases. That's why all the focuses are in bold, whether they are personal names or pronouns or general nouns and non-personal pronoun. Okay?
I have a question.
Sure.
So this might just be me not remembering the conjugation for it, but for C, that'd be benefactor focused, right? Because it was the table, or no, because it's not receiving an action. That's object focused. Okay, never mind.
Right.
I was about to wonder why it was an object focus
Mm,
conjugation, but for whatever reason I thought it was benefactor focused. But
right.
never
Okay,
mind.
because of the word inihanda, right? Okay, the root word here is handa,
Mhm.
to prepare. Okay, all right. Next. So let's see here. You already know the markers of personal names for ang cases, right? Singular and plural. Okay. If it's a general name, we use, or general noun, we use.
Ang mga.
That's right. And if they are pronouns, okay, if they are pronouns, we use this. Okay, these words for ang cases. Do you still get confused with these two words?
Nope.
Good. All right. So let's go and move on. All right. So ikaw at ka. What's the rule between ikaw and ka?
Ikaw is if it's before but still on case, and ka is if it's after the verb but still on case.
All right. Or when you reverse their order, word order. Okay. The ikaw changes to ka as soon as you, when you reverse the word order. This is SP, subject predicate. The other is predicate subject. Okay? So, for example, I'll give you some more example. Ikaw ay pumopogi. Pumopogi, becoming handsome. So, what's the PS for that? Ikaw ay pumopogi.
Pumopogi ka.
Ikaw ay gumaganda.
Gumaganda ka.
That's right. Ikaw ay sumesexy.
Ikaw, or what was it?
Ikaw ay
Oh,
sumesexy.
sexy ka.
All right. So you see, we use all these words. We even use it as verbs. Okay. But to describe what is happening. Okay. It's kind of like adjective that we're saying that this is, you are becoming like this. So sexy, the first syllable is se, and you put the and then sume sexy, that's present. So we say that too. We say ganda. What is ganda? Beauty. Okay? Maganda is beautiful. So we can also say when you want somebody to say somebody is becoming beautiful, or you're getting,
Gumaganda.
yes, gumaganda. So what about if you want to say you're getting old? Tanda means
Tumatanda.
old, tumatanda. Very good. Okay. What about if you say you are you are getting dark? You're becoming black now. You expose yourself in the sun too much.
Um, Umiitim.
Umiitim. Very good. You use too much glutathione. You're getting fairer and fairer.
Pumupiti.
Pumuputi. Okay. Pumuputi. All right. Very good. Galing ha. You're very good na talaga. Okay. In terms of kinship, what markers can we use if there's kinship?
Um, you can use si or you can use ang.
Very good. All right. Okay, so let's listen and speak. You go first.
Aling saling ito po ang nanay ko.
Sila pala si Aling Saling.
Kamusta po kayo?
Kinagagala ko po. Okay, so this means, sila pala si Aling Saling. Oh, so she's Aling Saling. Okay, she's Aling Saling. It's like I didn't expect or I wasn't expecting, because whenever you say pala, it means you weren't expecting that. Okay? Now let's go pala. What does pala means? Just as I was saying, pala means to indicate somebody or something that you were not expecting. Now, can you please read these sample sentences, A to C?
Ikaw pala, si Auring pala ang nanalo. Nandito pala ang aking sinelas. Ang sinelas ko pala ay nandito.
That's right. Okay, so if you want to say, for example, you want to say, it's Phoebe who called. I didn't expect. So how would you say that?
Um, si Phoebe, I don't remember the word for called.
Call, tawag.
Tawag. So, si Phoebe tumawag.
Okay, si Phoebe pala.
Si Phoebe pala ang tumawag.
Okay, why is it si Phoebe and then ang tumawag? This is actually si Phoebe pala ang tumawag. This ang tumawag is used like as a gerund. the person who called. So it's an adjective. Okay, that's why we have ang case is si Phoebe is the focus, but we are actually describing or saying who is Phoebe. Phoebe. Okay, that's why si Phoebe pala ay ang tumawag. Okay? We just don't say this anymore, okay? All
Okay.
right? If you want to reverse that, ang tumawag pala, sorry, this is PS. If you want to do this as SP, ang tumawag ay si Phoebe. Okay?
So you can use it basically um, in the same way that you would use I, but you replace I to say that something happened or is happening or whatever the case is, but that you weren't expecting it.
For like example, tell me, what do you mean in English?
So, like, if I wanted to say instead of Phoebe called and I wasn't expecting it, and I just wanted to say Phoebe called, I could just say Phoebe I tumawag
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Or si Phoebe ang tumawag without this. Si Phoebe ang tumawag. This is PS, by the way, because your focus is ang tumawag is Phoebe. So si Phoebe is your predicate here. I si Phoebe. That's why ang case, your focus is after a predicate is also ang case. Why? Because si Phoebe is an adjective. Who called? The person who called is Phoebe. Because you just have to mark Phoebe because it's a name. So you have to mark it with Phoebe. Do you get what I mean?
kind of.
Even without the pala, even who called, then this is the answer.
Okay. So I'm just a little confused because tumawag is actor focused, but it's the
Mm.
focus of the sentence is tumawag.
Yes, because the word ang tumawag, this tumawag is basically the ang tumawag here is a gerund. A it's not a verb. You're saying who called, the person who called. So it's like one word. So basically here your subject is the person who called. It's like that.
Okay.
That is your subject in this hand. The person who called is PV. It's like that. So the ang tumawag, it is same as the person who called. So that is your subject. It's not actually a verb because if it was a verb, your verb must go after the I. Okay, so
Right.
here you are describing the person who called is Phoebe. So in this sentence, you are describing somebody, not saying somebody did something.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're describing someone. All right, so next, let's move on. Listen and speak. You go first.
Lela, kilala mo ba si Doris?
Kumusta ka, Doris?
Mabuti naman.
Okay, so this is the scenario is I have someone, and then I'm telling you, like, Vince, kilala mo ba si Phoebe? And then you say hello to Phoebe, okay? So when you're introducing someone. Okay, next. Again, you start.
Ako si Amado.
Ako naman si Nene. All right? I know it's repetitive, but that's how you get used to it. So the word naman, how to use naman when you want to say also, or you want to say mabuti naman, just fine, considering, okay, that's what it means. The naman here, when we say mabuti naman, means I'm fine considering whatever is happening to me. Mabuti naman. Okay?
Hmm?
Next, listen and speak again. You start.
Iko, ito si Pepe, aking kaibigan.
Pepe, ito si Kiko, ang aking kapatid.
Kamusta ka, Pepe?
Okay lang, ikaw, kumusta ka? Alright, so this, you see this? Aking kaibigan. How can you change this using the second group of noun pronouns? This is a
Kaibigan ko.
very good. And this?
Uh, kapatid ko.
Okay, that is more practical when you're speaking, okay? This is too formal. All right? So when you want to introduce someone, you just use the second group of pronoun, okay?
Hmm.
You did this already, so you're not going to repeat that. Here's the vocabulary, okay? If you want to look at the meaning of the words, go ahead and look here, okay? Now, let's do some of these words, okay? Let's practice using them. How about kilalanin? Kilalanin, you see here, verb, object, focus, okay? OFV. And you could recognize that because of the in, correct? Okay,
Hmm.
so let's use this in a sentence. What does kilalanin means?
Be
To be
acquainted with.
with somebody. So for example, I will tell you, uh, I'm, what is happening here? I'm, I'm getting to know, okay, which just means getting acquainted. I'm getting to know her.
Um, what's the root word in
Root
this?
word is kilala.
Kilala.
Kilala, to know someone. Okay?
Okay.
Kilala means to know someone.
Okay. So I'm getting to know her would be kinikilala ako
Mm?
or kinikilala ko
Hmm.
uh siya.
That's right. That's it. Kinikilala ko siya. Okay? Because the actor is out of focus because your focus is the siya.
Hmm.
Very good. Good job. Next. Let's try to use this one. Uh, the future tense. Use it to wash. Whatever. To wash something.
Um, maghuhugas ako or yes, that's okay. Maghuhugas ako
Mm-hmm.
uh ng mga ulam.
Ng mga ulam, ng dish? Or you mean dish? Ulam is viand or dish, food.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, it's the food of the day.
uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What do
then
you mean? Dishes?
yeah.
Okay, dishes would be plato
Okay.
or pinggan. Okay,
Okay.
very good. Next, what about this? This is a ma verb, actor focus. Now use past tense to win.
Um, nanalo. I'm trying to. I'm trying to think of something that you could win that I know the word for.
Lottery. How about lottery?
Nanalo siya
Hmm?
ng lottery.
Yes, there you go. Good. Next. How about mhm, singular? This is plural. Matutulungin. Can you use this? This is an adjective. Means helpful. Describe someone to me.
Um, matulungin si.
Mm-hmm. Sino? Who?
I said si Christine.
Ah, si Christine. Thank you. Okay. All right, that's it. Very good. All right, so you already know how to use those words. Next, let's do this conversation. We'll just continue. I'll start. Kumusta?
Mabuti naman. Ikaw, kamusta ka?
Magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga rin.
Inay, ito po si Pepe, kaibigan ko.
Pepe, ito ang aking nanay, si Aling Nene.
Ikaw pala, si Pepe. Kumusta ka, Pepe?
Okay lang po. Kamusta po kayo?
Nene, kilala mo ba si Mameng?
Kamusta ka, mameng?
Mabuti naman, Nene. Okay, again, kilala means to know. Okay, someone. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so in this book as well, all the exercises, there are answers to them. Okay, you will find them at the end of each section. Okay,
Hmm?
so if you wanna verify if you did right, you can find it at the end of the chapter. All right. So this is it. This is the end. We'll go to the next lesson. All right. Lesson. Am I right? That's two, three. Yes, correct. All right. So let's see here. Malumay words again. Can we read this malumay? Well, no. We did this already, didn't we? Oh, no, not yet. Okay, go ahead and read the malumay words.
Gumising, bumangon, magagahan, magbihis, magsapatos, maghapunan, magmerienda, magsipilyo, magaral.
Mag-aral. That's right. So by the way, this lesson, we're going to look at the verbs, verbs here. Okay?
Hmm?
Specifically, dumating, kumain, uminom, umalis. The very common verbs. So let's go continue. Here's some more. Read.
Magtrabaho, magmano, magtulog.
Matulog. Okay? Matulog is to sleep. Matulog ka na, you go sleep. If you say magtulog is another thing, activity. All you do is magtulog all day. So what do I mean by that?
All you do is sleep all day.
Yes. So when you use the magtulog, it means it's an activity that you do all the time. Because when we use the mag verb, it's like we're saying that activity. Okay? So for example, magtrabaho, that activity of working. Okay? All right, so let's look at I don't understand. We also gonna look at using at, ba, and I don't understand. So we say at to say and. Ba, when do we use ba? Do you remember?
For like yes or no questions. And
Very good. Correct. Okay, so this is another thing that we're gonna practice all the time. When you have a send, go read this and then the question. Okay.
kumain ka na,
Mhm.
kumain ka na ba, dumating na sila, dumating na ba sila, gutom siya, gutom ba siya, mataba ako, mataba ba ako, payat si Kiko, payat ba si Kiko, masarap ang pagkain, masarap pa ang pagkain.
All right, very good. Next, I don't understand means hindi ko naiintindihan. Okay, so present tense, naiintindihan. I don't understand. That's present, right? Go read A to J.
Hindi ko naintindihan, hindi ko po naintindihan, hindi ko po narinig, pasensya ka na, pasensya na po kayo, pakiba, pakibagalan na po, pakibagalan na, pakiulit na po, pakiulit na, pakiulit po.
Excuse me, Vince.
Hmm?
Sorry. Okay, this is your homework. Okay, so you will find, don't look at the answer, try to do it. Okay, so section, I'm going to put this on your Skype anyway. Oh, now it wouldn't go. Can you just write it down? Section 86. Okay, because it wouldn't. I couldn't open Skype again. All right. Did you write it down already?
Yep.
Okay. Bye, sweetie. Okay, so let's look at useful phrases. Hindi, hindi na, hindi pa. Okay? So what does hindi means?
No or not or
That's
something like that.
that's
Something
right.
negative.
Okay, we say no if we want to say no, or you want to turn something negative. Okay, means not. Okay. Now remember, look at this again. Remember that ikaw changes to ka when it is placed after the verb. Okay, which means it becomes when you change the word order, predicate subject. So let's practice using hindi, negative sentences. So you read this and then the predicate subject.
Tayo ay hindi kumakain. Hindi tayo kumakain. Sila ay hindi umiinom. Hindi sila umiinom. Kayo ay hindi kakain. Hindi kayo kakain. Kami ay hindi kumain. Hindi kami kumain. Sina Kiko at Sharina ay hindi umiinom. I assume that, yeah, okay, I carried on. uh, hindi umiinom sina Kiko at Sharina.
Mhm.
Ako ay hindi iinom. Hindi ako iinom. Ikaw ay hindi umiinom. Hindi ka umiinom. Siya ay hindi kumakain. Hindi siya kumakain. Si Sharina ay hindi kakain. Hindi kakain si Sharina.
All right, very good. Now tell me, what does this mean? Sentence number one.
We are not eating.
Good. Next.
Um, they are not thirsty, or they're not drinking.
They're not drink. Uminom. Uminom.
Oh, they did not drink.
They did not drink. Next.
Um, you all are not going to eat.
That's right. Next. Are you're not going to or you will not. Okay, so both. Next.
Um, we are not hungry, or
Mhm.
we didn't eat.
We didn't eat. Next.
Um, Kiko and Sharina are not drinking.
Okay, so our Tagalog present tense, remember, could mean the actual present
Don't drink.
progressive, or it's a fact,
They
like
don't drink.
they don't drink. Yes. Next, letter F.
Um, I am not going to drink.
Good.
Um, um, he or she, or not he or she, you don't drink, or you didn't drink.
You didn't drink. Yes.
Um, he or she is eating,
Okay.
or isn't eating, sorry.
Isn't. Yes.
Uh, Sharina isn't going to eat.
That's right. Now, I'll tell you something here. This is why whenever we say hindi, if you notice, there's no infinitive here. Okay, so either not eating, or didn't eat, or not drinking, or didn't drink, or don't drink. But if you want to use these words or verbs to as imperative, and you want to say don't eat, you don't say this as you don't say hindi ka kakain. If you want this to be imperative to command someone to not eat, you would use the word huwag. Huwag in Tagalog means don't. Okay, so if you want to say don't eat, all right, you would say, you will use the infinitive. For example, what's the infinitive of kain?
Kumain.
Okay, so if you want to say don't eat, you would say, just like hindi, you put it in front, wag, and then what's you? Ang case.
Ikaw.
Ikaw, wag ikaw.
Wag ikaw.
Infinitive, kain.
Kumain.
All right. Okay, so again, this is PS, so we cannot use ikaw. All right, we have to say ka. Wag ka kang kumain. It means don't eat. All right. So every time you want to say someone imperative, don't eat, don't drink, don't go. You don't say hindi. You say wag. Okay? And then the imperative. Okay? You got it? Or infinitive. How do you say don't drink?
Um. Huwag uminom or huwag kang uminom.
That's right. How would you say don't go? What is go?
Punta.
Okay, don't go there. Okay, so let's say,
Huwag kang pumunta.
yes.
So is that kind of like, so that's more like commanding to not
No,
do something, or is it like
correct.
say
It's
don't do something?
imperative. It's saying somebody don't do this. Okay, don't
Okay,
do that. Okay,
so would
you
I say, if I wanted to say instead of don't eat to saying um you don't eat,
yes, you have
you
to
would
use wag.
kang kumakain.
Yes,
Okay, but you would
well,
still
if you want to say don't eat, this is only for imperative, for a command. You cannot say this. You cannot
okay.
use this with a negative verb only. When you mean
Okay.
you're not eating, then you have to use the hindi. Hindi kang
Okay.
kumakain. Okay? All right. I think that will be it for today. Okay? Do you have any question? So we will continue from here on section. Continue from here. Let me, okay. Oh my goodness, it wouldn't. Section 88. I'm just gonna write this down. Skype wouldn't open now.
Okay.
Continue section 88. Vince. Okay, so that'll be it. Salamat, Vince. Kita tayo ulit next week.
Okay. Salamat.
Paalam. Bye-bye.